These apologies for not being here. I've been living life, traveling, um, and helping out with wildlife animals, man, animal conservation. But multiplayer overview. It's my first time ever seeing it. So this is gonna be a long video because I want to look at everything. I'm genuinely so excited for this. Let's see. So it's like this is like Friday the 13th right here. You could do kill animations on environmental things, right? But tripping there? I don't know. This, like, why is the FOV that bad where you literally do not see Michael coming up to you when you're washing your fucking hands? Why are you washing your hands in the first place? I wonder what's the benefit of the survivor washing your fucking hands. Okay.
Multiplayer in Halloween is a 1v4 asymmetrical horror experience that pits the residents of Haddonfield against the shape of pure evil, Michael Myers. In this quintessential slasher simulator, our playable cast of civilian characters desperately attempt to save their neighbors and themselves from the omnipresent boogeyman, while Michael fixates on stalking and slaying his targets.
Nice.
Halloween provides familiar elements fans of the genre know and love, but we're incredibly excited to pull back the curtain and unveil more details that demonstrate our commitment to delivering our most robust, dynamic, and terrifying multiplayer offering yet. Michael Myers is a creeping, methodical killer, and on Halloween night, Haddonfield becomes his hunting ground. The boogeyman's primary desire is to eliminate every living resident in this quiet town, but he also begins each match with a list of special targets that supply greater rewards if killed before time expires.
I like that. I like that, but I don't like that. Because it's just unfortunate that if you were that one of those people randomly picked. So that's just unfortunate for you. But that's just how it works, I guess, right? That's just how it works. Okay. As I contemplate, I kind of like that.
These unfortunate residents are positioned across various sites in the map, and Michael players are empowered to use their nightmare suite of abilities.
All right, so on the left here, 128-second cooldown. He's got 4 things here. He's playing with the Xbox controller, it looks like. So A to sprint. The eyeball is like stalking, and then I guess melee. Okay. There's a lot of kill all the residents. Special targets: Thomas, Rachel, and Jennifer. Okay, you can see him through a wall. Is it because he's making noise?
To locate, terrorize, and ultimately execute their victims and anyone bold enough to interfere with their bloodthirsty ambitions. Killer Sense allows players to step behind the mask and stalk the residents of Haddonfield. When using this skill and entering the first-person perspective, Michael becomes aggressively aware of his surroundings and the proximity of potential prey. By focusing on targets with murderous intent, Michael builds varying levels of stalk, which aid him in identifying and tracking targets and open increasingly satisfying options for executions.
That one caught me by surprise.
An effective killer always keeps their victims unaware of their presence until those final fatal moments. While historically Michael Myers isn't known for his speed, fundamental abilities like shape jump amplify the shape's mobility with hauntingly unpredictable results. In shape jump, Michael slips into the shadows to move around environments unseen. Not only does this increase Michael's base movement speed,
why is that survivor just, I know it's for the video, but like, why would you?
But it also provides access to other powerful traversal options, including shape dash, which sends Michael lunging forward with violent momentum. Shape jump is confidently one of the most powerful tools at Michael's disposal and supplies unlimited possibilities for iconic.
Okay, well, what did we got on the survivor? Save your friends, finding a way to escape. Don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's the health and stamina. We got a key, 2 bullets, but no gun. Okay, we got the mini map. There's three things here, not exactly sure what that is.
Jump scare
The
moments.
timer's at 0 though.
However, that potency comes with a few major caveats. Our masked antagonist can only enter and exit shape jump while in the cover of darkness or outside a resident's line of sight.
Okay, so
The light may provide temporary reprieve for the residents of Haddonfield, but Michael can work to remove sources of illumination by shutting off lights, cutting power, and even catalyzing temporary blackouts.
Oh, God!
Despite the unquestionable malevolence of Michael Myers, his horrifying homecoming to Haddonfield won't be welcomed without resistance. As the body count climbs and evidence of the boogeyman's presence becomes undeniable, local authorities, residents, and distinct playable civilians may decide to gather weapons and face off against evil itself. Thankfully, Michael knows his way around sharp objects and will have multiple options for melee combat encounters. And if especially persistent Haddonfieldites do manage to get the upper hand in an exchange, don't worry.
How the hell? It's not possible.
We've said it once, and we'll say it again. You can't kill the boogeyman.
you can only stun him. You cannot kill him. Survive the night. Okay.
While Michael swiftly endeavors to turn Haddonfield into a graveyard, our heroic group of civilian characters desperately attempts to save their neighbors and escape the boogeyman's bloodthirst. As a
Save,
civilian,
down,
it's up to you
right,
to
left.
find fellow Haddonfield residents, convince them of his malicious intent, and guide them safely to one of several
Oh, so there's AI on the map too? This is AI. It's not a real person playing that character. Am I understanding that correctly? Because they're talking to her. The players are talking to her to get the AI on their side to go against Michael. Right? Am I understanding this correctly?
tent and guide them safely to one of several possible randomized escapes located around the map before they meet an untimely end. This distinctive cast of playable civilian characters each comes equipped with unique stats, special traits, and signature personalities. To ensure no two matches of Halloween play out the same, our team has constructed a vast playground of possibilities in Haddonfield, offering civilians a multitude of diverse gameplay systems to aid them in achieving their objectives and surviving the night. As civilians navigate these environments, they'll uncover points of interest, revealing resident NPCs, lootable containers, hiding places, telephones, possible escape routes, and more. Thoroughly and cautiously exploring your surroundings could very well mean the difference between life and death.
Oh my god.
And when
right in
death
the
comes to
eye.
your little town, it's probably not a bad idea to head to your neighbors and contact the local authorities. Civilians are tasked with tracking down surviving residents and
Yes,
warning them of
it's
the
AI.
looming threat. Successful conversations with residents can permit civilians to request additional calls to police, commands to find secure hiding places, or companionship as they navigate the formerly peaceful streets of Haddonfield.
Should we stick together? Maybe we're better as a team.
Whether it's a local family friend or the authorities, there's safety in numbers. Once the innocent residents of Haddonfield have been located and persuaded, it's time for the civilians to plan their harrowing escape. Lootable containers scattered throughout the map
So we have to talk to the AI.
and persuaded, it's time for the civilians to plan their harrowing escape. Lootable containers scattered throughout the map contain weapons, distractions, and key items that can be used to unlock and access a variety of possible escape routes. The location of these items and escapes changes from match to match, so civilians greatly benefit from adjusting their strategy
Changes from match to match. So for example, he's saying one match you can get out on this gate, but your next match you may not be able to get out on that exact same gate. So it changes? Or am I tripping?
so civilians greatly benefit from adjusting their strategies based on the objects uncovered. It's also worth noting that initiating these escape sequences generates a tremendous amount of noise, which will alert Michael to your exact location. So what happens in the likely event that a civilian becomes another display of
Does he walk that slow the entire match? Like you can't go any faster than that besides that shape, the shape shifting. There's no way, right? Dude, that's gonna be so boring.
exact location?
Like this is as
So
fast
what
as
happens-
we can go What?
In the likely event that a civilian becomes another
I don't know.
display of Michael's wretched,
wouldn't mind like a
inhumane
light.
nature. Well,
Speed
their
it up a
Haddonfield
little bit,
story isn't
something.
over just yet. Even in death, they can support their friends and even return as a sheriff's deputy or the unrelenting Dr. Loomis.
Yeah, okay, so I read about that. If you die,
Story isn't over just yet. Even in death, they can support their friends and even return as a sheriff's deputy or the unrelenting Dr. Loomis. Once they've re-emerged upon the streets of Haddonfield, they can cooperate with the remaining civilians and responding officers to try and put a stop to Michael's murderous rampage.
Freeze where you are, Michael. You're coming with me.
While he can't be killed, with enough community resistance, the proper equipment, and sheer manpower, he can be detained and shipped back to Smith's Grove Sanitarium. Halloween is a legendary film with a genre-defining legacy, and our mission has been to bring the film's unsettling sense of dread to our asymmetrical horror sandbox. By empowering players to control the tension and stage the scares, we're building a multiplayer experience designed with replayability at the forefront. We'll have more details to share regarding character progression, character traits, customization, proximity chat, and more thrilling gameplay features in the coming months. But we can't wait for all of you to join us when Halloween launches on September 8th, 2026.
I was gonna say, I think at like some point I wanted to bring up proximity chat. If it didn't have proximity chat, if it doesn't have proximity chat on launch, it's a failure for multiplayer because it's gonna be a single player story experience as well. They're smart in doing a single player as well as the online multiplayer is what we just watched. But if you do not launch with proximity chat, you don't care about your game. Genuinely, you just do not fucking care. I don't know, man. I'm excited. I fell in love with Friday the 13th. I cannot express enough how much I fucking love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The game, by the way. Whoa, chill, girl. I got an open water here. Woo. All right. I leave my water open, bro. That's scary. But dude, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre so much. So I'm really excited for this. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments below. Are you excited? Are you going to be playing? What platform are you going to be playing? The whole reason why I do these videos. And remember,
I'm gonna keep it a buck at Goon all day.
it's the wrong one, but
Hey, yo!
everything be okay in the end. If it is not the end.
I just love you. Don't let that get to your head, but it's true.